This is the Bush Whisperer coming at you from the most beautiful penguin sanctuary, southern tip of Africa, Cape Town, Simonstown, Boulders Beach. Come to talk to you today about how thoughts affect us. And this is a really interesting talk, part of a greater sequence, a teaching structure, if you will, where I'm sharing a step-by-step manual for how to find yourself and how to apply the principles of shamanism to occult therapeutics and the philosophies of the old world, and re-enliven the mythologies of the ancient world so that it can become a positive doorway through which you walk towards discovering who you are. Obviously, I'm the Bush Whisperer. Like this, smash the like button so long, so you don't forget, and think about sharing this. Thoughts are objects. I want us to consider this very deeply. We consider thoughts as just being an abstract thing, but realize that there is a subatomic quality to thought. That what we experience as thought is not just some random conceptual idea. It's actually an object. It's actually a physical object, just not physical in the way that we think of physicality. We've been entrained into believing the myth of reality, and I've done a wonderful little video about mythology and the myth. Go and take a look at it. It'll be useful. We've been entrained into believing that this reality is a finite, solid, bound reality with the earth beneath our feet. But actually, it's just resonance. It's all a resonating, vibrating field of consciousness. Take care. Enjoy, Dave. Enjoy, Diane. And that the sphere of consciousness is resonating through our hearts, bringing us to a state of inner equilibrium and balance and harmony through the sphere of life, which is sort of like a parent teaching us. The guides understand very deeply this process and teach us. From a shamanic perspective, the knowledge that is imparted by the guides is essentially the knowledge of the heart. And the heart is really the structure through which the guides operate. The guides are the different aspects of consciousness, the different aspects of our being, which are living forces, living through us, also manifesting the universe. And that these guides are here to share with us the intense knowledge of the reality as it is. That thought is essentially the structure of reality, and that thought is experienced emotionally, and that the emotionality of thought causes us to produce little thoughts based on the passions that the emotionality is turned into through the structure of the self. And so we've got these four aspects of being that can be considered quite closely when we look at it. We've got the nature of thought, the nature of emotion, and this becomes thoughts that move passions, and passions that dance upon the waves of thought, as thoughts become the echo of the passions, moving through the emotional field, expressing thought as a substantial reality, finite, when in truth there's an infinite structure to being, a fractal of life that expresses the totality of being in all aspects. And so it is possible to see within a grain of sand the entire universe. And if one searches the entire universe, that grain of sand will once again be reflected back at us. And so the structure of thought is swimming through an ocean of thoughts. I want you to consider this. And that these thoughts are reverberating around us, bringing into being the structure of reality. And when other people are thinking thoughts, those thoughts are like little bouncing bodies bouncing off your thoughts. And your thoughts are bouncing off other thoughts. And so telepathy is the structure of being. We are essentially experiencing the telepathy of reality and turning it into the structured reflection of reality we know as reality. So telepathy is the real, true form of reality when we want to get down to it. I did a video on telepathy. Hopefully you've caught it by now. This is best taken from beginning to end, this entire course of study, if you want to really grasp the full impact of what's being taught here. There is what is being shown exoterically, and there's what is being shown esoterically, and the esoteric truths are not in plain sight for a very good reason. All shamans appreciate that there's only so much that can be said, though there is much that can be implied by the words we say. if we're careful and conscientious about what we say and when we say it. And so the sequentiality is important. Understanding that in this ocean of thoughts, other people's thoughts will attune to your thoughts, which is why many spiritual sages, masters, have expressed to us that the company we keep does matter. We want to be in tune with people that are thinking positive, constructive, healthy thoughts. Those that are thinking destructive and negative, unhealthy thoughts, those thoughts would reverberate through our consciousness, bouncing upon our thoughts, structuring our passions and emotions accordingly. And so we will begin to reflect these realities in our lives, in our interactions with other people. So choosing what thoughts we allow ourselves to become entrained by in order to attune our passions towards the kind of reality we wish to attract and manifest is highly affected by the other thoughts. What we allow our thoughts to resonate with becomes a field of harmonic resonance, and the field of harmonic resonance retunes the spectrum of consciousness that we are bringing into this world through reality. For reality is an expression of the consciousness field moving through us, and we are all sharing this consciousness field. So there is a basic consensus of reality through which we all operate. However, the consensus isn't as structured as what it seems to be, as what we think it to be. And it's fundamental to realize that who we align ourselves with is going to affect us on more fundamental levels than what we realize, which is why you need to choose how to interact with people. And it's important to recognize that you are connected to all other people and all other beings. So what everybody else is thinking on this planet is to some degree affecting you, whether you're aware of it or not. Though you can choose which effects have a greater aspect, which thoughts, which people's consciousness are more reflected through your consciousness field. So there are subdivisions, substructures within the structure of consensus. There are smaller circles of consensus, like an onion. There are layers within the onion. And which fields of consensus we align ourselves with in the consciousness field are essentially the kind of reality we're going to manifest. Something to consider. Everybody's interested in learning to manifest. You don't have to learn to manifest. You're already manifesting the entirety of reality. All you need to learn to do is to choose what to manifest. And who we manifest it with is going to affect what we manifest. It's really that simple. I hope this has been useful. Like and share this if you wanted to get around. Smash the subscribe button. That way you won't miss the daily uploads. If you haven't done so, start at the beginning and listen to all of the videos sequentially to gain the real full impact of these lessons. Because it's what these are. All these lessons are essentially the fundamental substance of the occult philosophies from all the various traditions. And I like to blend the Vedic with the Taoist, with the Kabbalist, with the Hermetics, so that we can gain an understanding, of how this all fits together. It's a little doggy saying hello to me. And through this understanding of how things fit together, we will gain an insight into the nature of being, and the structure of reality. And the structure of our thoughts are the fundamental structures upon which reality rests, driven by the passions, held in check by emotion, which is the spiritual reality. This is the Bush Whisperer coming at you from the most beautiful penguin sanctuary. I hope you have an absolutely gorgeous day. I hope you find yourself smiling. I hope you find the right people, the right tribe to be connected to. Find your tribe, because it really does have a huge effect on the kind of reality you will live in this world. Om Shanti.